destiny. Where am I to go? I feel so damn alone. I wanna run away to a faraway place where no one knows my name. But what if I run into another you? Would the pain still be the same? Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the saddest of them all? Hold up, wait a minute. Is there hope I see? Walk with me, talk with me, tell me what is my destiny. Walk with me, talk with me, tell me what is my destiny. Welcome to Blended Healing. I thought I was doing a recording. I guess I pressed the wrong button. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Listen, I wanted to talk about this spiritual warfare, something that things have been going on, you know, and with this energy that we're feeling, I don't want you to not even think about the fact that it could be other things playing. So, as you're going through and you're seeing different fights and people talking about war, salute, Jersey, salute. It's good to see you. As we're going along and we are seeing more and more people fighting, people declaring wars, uh, it just raised up a notch, people playing police games and things that could change somebody's life. And I guess I have a lot of hope in humanity, opposed to not thinking that everybody's like that, and it's kind of like something that it hurts my heart. But I also know when you hear this term quite loosely, you hear the term spiritual attack, spiritual warfare. So I can understand the word war if it's in that sense, because it seems as though the dark is taking over the light. Salute, Daquan, salute. Welcome to Blended Healing. I thought I was doing a recording for tomorrow morning. I guess I pressed a live. This must need to go out. So let me just start off. I'm going to do a couple of episodes on this spiritual attack. and noticing the signs. We're going to talk about the signs of spiritual attack tonight. And I want you to see, feel, and imagine where you have either seen this yourself, and I'm quite sure you have. And if you have seen it, or you may come across it in this 3D world, I want you to know that that's exactly what it is. It's a spiritual attack against you. Spiritual warfare in itself is so much more common than you really think it is. You, well, we, we tend to think of demonic oppression as wild and crazy things happening in our life, that movies do not always take a biblical approach to spiritual attacks. But actually, the reality of the spiritual warfare in our lives happens more often than we might think. Let me put you on to how the enemy attacks. Number one, you are feeling discouraged, defeated, and depressed. Things seem hopeless, overwhelming, and burdensome. You feel an overall sense of disappointment, struggle with a lack of peace, and feeling stress, feel like giving up. That's number one. What is another way of attack? Loss of spiritual desire, difficulty with prayer life, staying connected to other Christians or Muslims or anything like that, anything that keeps you grounded, that type of energy. And the manifestation and the maintaining of your own ministry, what you practice, the work that you do with the divine. Number three, excuse me, you feel as though you are physically fatigued and or feeling sickness or some type of malaise, some type of illness. It's making you feel drained and lacking energy, and you have no motivation at all. Number four, doubting the divine's goodness. You are struggling with trusting God to come through for you. You may even feel anger towards the divine for letting you down, believing that the divine is mad at you and punishing you. That is another weapon against you. Number five, negative, disturbing thoughts about life. You see, the enemy attacks your mind, and the mind is the battlefield. You may be wrestling with something anxious, fearful, or worrisome. Those thoughts may come across. Many times people will just all of a sudden think that nobody cares about them. It's a trick, baby. It's an illusion. Number six, thinking about going back to your old lifestyle. That is one of the biggest tricks in spiritual warfare. They want you to think about things in your mind about going back to your old life rather than moving forward with faith in the divine. He will lie to you and tempt you with the very things you have been delivered from. This is a trick. This is a trick. I want you to know that another one is old emotional wounds from the past that are resurfacing. If you believe you had dealt with all the things in a certain area of pain in your life, only to find out that it's cropping right back up again, that's an illusion. Number 8, battling with feelings of guilt, condemnation, and shame. The difficult feeling like you are not good enough, that you do not do enough, and you feel shameful for these things. Number 9. Number 9 is feelings of rejection, belonging, and loneliness seem to be heightened. You feel no one truly understands you and do not feel like you belong anywhere. Number 10, confusion. Confusion over what you believe. You're asking the divine, you're asking your counsel, you're asking the ascended masters, is this really you? You're asking them, is this the only way? These and other confusing thoughts are spiritual attacks. I need you to understand we are going through something. I need you to be able to pull yourself back and recognize it for what it is. If you feel that you are under spiritual attack, do not give up. Attacks will come, but know that the divine is fighting for you and it will pass. Don't give in to what the enemy shows or tells you. He is the master of magnification and illusion. Even if your life seems out of control or what darkness is sitting upon it, hold on. Help is on the way. Through the divine and the ascended masters, you have the power and the authority to bind the enemy from operating in your life. For those of you who still own or read a Bible, please look up Ephesians 6:10 through 18. Ashe, I don't want you to I really need you to get this, man. You are under attack. And I don't think anybody realizes how much of an attack we are underneath. There are so many things that are happening in our world. And I don't think people are taking it serious because people just got their head down and their arms a swing. But you have to understand that's not your natural state. So I ask you again, where's the war? Where's the war among your people? Where is the war? What happened to communication? With all that screaming and yelling shit. What is that about? Is that what you really want to? I know it's entertainment, but is that really what you signed up for? Do you not know or see through this, past the surface, and see that you are in a spiritual war? You have to understand that this is something that was given to you. We by no choice of ours. This has been the fight since the beginning of time. Please understand, there are wars and rumors of wars that are really wars, like people are losing their lives on a wider scale. And then when you sit back and you look at that, can you put your sword down? Can you put your gun down? Can you put it down? Do you have to put that blow up your nose? Do you have to do that line? Do you have to roll up? These are the best laid weapons right at your feet. My God. My God. Can you recognize the fact that you are in a spiritual battle for your soul, for your people? Why do you think that there's so many people of light around you in different places that you roll into? It's not by accident. It's not by coincidence. There's no such thing as coincidence. But what I do know is that you feel tired, you're anxious, you're stressed, you have temptation all around you, you have fear, you have desires, you have lies and revenge. That's what I do know. And I know that that sounds familiar to you. And this is some of the enemy's favorite schemes of eroding our faith in the divine. The enemy wants us to believe that we're stuck and that our situation is hopeless and that their defeat is our destiny. If we are not careful, these deceptions set us on a slippery slope to spiritual defeat. You done bust your ass on the ice and slid down. I'm trying to put you up on something. I'm trying to put you up on something. Here is a quote that I received. As the most dangerous winds may enter at little openings, so the enemy never enters more dangerously than by little unobserved incidents, which seem to be nothing, yet insensibly opens the heart to great temptations. You have to understand that we are dealing with a master manipulator that will utilize everything in their power to have somebody be a murderer, to have you be a liar, to have you prey upon people. That is what the adversary wants us to do. Know that these things about our enemy, and if you know this, why do you still fall into those traps? Because I know for damn sure somebody in your family pulled on your coat collar and said, "Bring that ass here, let me holler." So you can't tell me our melanated people didn't know and didn't get that assignment. Somebody around you got that assignment because you know about it. All comes down to choices. So you gonna roll with that, or you gonna pick yourself and dust yourself off and recognize it for what it really is. I need you to understand. I need you to understand that some of the struggles will have physical solutions. Some will help us to reduce our fatigue by getting more rest, or improve our spirits by enjoying the company of a loved one. I need you to get that. But you have to be careful, because the devourer will move the battle to the spiritual realm, where he waits for a moment of weakness and then tells you you're alone in the struggle. And as the worry fills your heart, you wonder how you will ever meet any type of deadline, any type of restoration of the relationship, anything to pay all the bills, the fear, the anxiety, the grow to the point, and then they seem unavoidable realities. I need you to understand what I'm saying to you. Just by the amount of people, and I just did this on the fly, just on the fly. I need you to understand that you are fighting against things that are unseen, but you can feel it, especially my spiritual loved ones. I know you feel it. I know that you sit in your house. I know, like, yo, you flipping through and flipping through on the tube and landing in different locations and listening. And what do you hear the most? Screaming, yelling, motherfucker this, motherfucker that, nigga, 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 nigga. That's what you hear. You tired of that shit? Recognize it for what it is. Y'all are being used, man. Y'all are being used. Nothing could be further from the truth. You can be confident that he who has begun a good work in us will complete it until the day of our reconciliation with the divine. The divine is your helper. The divine is your keeper and the preserver of your soul. The divine will not allow your foot to be moved. The divine shall preserve you from all evil. The divine shall preserve your soul. The divine shall preserve your going out and your coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. The divine never leaves us helpless. Salute, Dolly Bear, salute. Just like we have an outline when we go into the church house, for those who do that, there's an outline called the Bible. So if the divine has a Bible that he tries to teach us with the man-made words, or whatever you pick up, the Quran, whatever that is to you, that's holy to you, that speaks to you, I want you to understand that the devourer has his own playbook, his own. Salute the word 9%. This, I'm not going to call him by his name. I'm going to call him the devourer. I'm going to call him the illusionist. Has a playbook too. Even though we hear different promises that the divine makes to us when we commune with them to make us understand and how we are equipped to overcome these enemy schemes, that doesn't mean that the devourer is not going to try. Let me tell you something about fatigue. And we're just going to do a little story about it. When it comes to the fatigue, number one thing that the devourer does, he will move that energy for generation to generation to generation. It was embedded first because when the people of Israel rebelled against the divine, those people turned another direction. Where do you think they went? Why did they go? They lost their faith and started to believe that images and not spirit guided them. Why do you think the fatigue happened? They were being marched all over the sand, baby. From this group of people slaving them, that group of people enslaving them, back and forth, because they would not stay to the plan that the divine had laid out. And what happens when you do that? All it needs is a half an inch, baby, and it's in. Then you become tired. You lose your heart. And then after all of that you did, now you want to turn around to the divine and said, you forgot me. You forsaken me. No, absolutely not. You allowed the devourer to come in and play with your mind. You got tricked. You got tricked. And you rolled up in there, not realizing that you were in the beginnings of the makings of a spiritual attack against you. Now, fast forward that to what it is today. What makes you fatigued? I'll wait. What makes you fatigued? All of these nonsensical battles and wars and shit like that makes you fatigued. It drains your energy. And if your energy is being drained and your life force is being drained, who's getting fat? The person who's doing the attack. While you sitting over here dragging your knuckles across the damn floor, trying to just get in your damn house. When you're laying on the couch and you're watching, the entertainment without sustenance, who's getting fat? As you're stuck in the illusion because you have lost your faith and your love for humanity. I'm here to tell you that you are in spiritual warfare. But I want you to be assured that when you are at the end of your rope, the divine is just getting started. Just as he delivered all of these other people from the ancient lands, the divine will give you strength to endure your trials. Another situation, anxiety. We ain't got to even go back in the past for that. Anxiety happens all around us. The anxiety in your heart will cause depression. What are you doing? Is it worth the fight? Are you like, let me give you an example, right? Let me put it in perspective for you and tell you how you are in spiritual warfare. So say for instance, I heard a content creator say something, And I've heard it several times. Oh, you know that, the circle is always turning, so it's your turn in the hot seat. For what? Because you did what? It doesn't matter what you did. The seed has been planted, so now your stomach is turning because you know somebody's coming after you and you don't even know the fuck why. Except, bitch, it's your turn. I'm just, somebody please make me understand how y'all don't see that this is spiritual warfare. How do you not see this? How do you not see this? I really need y'all to catch your life and grab back into what your grandmama done taught you. Or your mama done taught you. Somebody done taught you, your auntie, somebody. And start remembering those words that they tell you how to protect yourself, how to not fall into the different traps, how to not fall in the holes that they dug for you. When you looking over here, they done dug a hole over here, and then they go, oh, look. And your ass gets to walking, and you fall in a freaking hole. And you don't even know how. Now you're trying your hardest to dig yourself out, to get out of that hole. But you can't get out the hole because you keep slipping on the dirt, because you don't realize that there's people at the bottom of the hole pulling your ass back in. When you think you're out, you're not. This is what I know. If you fall in a hole and somebody's at the bottom of that hole pulling you down while you're trying to get yourself out, if you know, like I know, you better kick a bitch in the face and keep it pushing. And get yourself up out of that. It's an illusion. You are in spiritual wealth and warfare. You have all of these things happening around you. Look around you. Look at YouTube. Look at all the channels that you go on. Look at all the channels that you look at. What channels have freaking content? And if they do content, is it consistent? Or is it fall into, I want to go fight this one, and this one said this, and this one said, you talking to people you have never met through the freaking metaverse. How much do they play in your life? Do they know you in your life? Do they know anything about you? Because I can tell you, the 2, 4, 5 people sitting right here don't know shit about me. They only know what I let them know. Just like I don't know anything about y'all. It's only what you want people to see. Why am I saying that's a good thing? Because it's your way, your mechanism, your intuition kicks in to protect you. Your ancestors, your counsel, their job is you. They treat you like you are the United States president. Secret services all around your ass, seen and unseen. That's how they treat you. But if they're treating you like that, and there's a sniper on the roof across the street that you don't see, and they have you lined up to take you out, that's what it feels like when you have the devourer coming at your head, using all different angles, using people, using things to get at you. Baby, you gotta, oof. This here, right here, right here. Sometimes you just got to have enough and say enough is enough. And that's it, and that's all. You better put the breastplate of God on your chest. You better put the helmet of God on your head. You have to have your shield by your hand. And you got to have the sword in the other. Now, those could be metaphors for a lot of different things. Protecting your head. Knowing the things to do to protect yourself before you walk out the door. Knowing the things. I told you how to bless your head. I gave you the tools on how to do these things. I told you about Xing the back of your neck. I told you about that. You have all the tools available at your fingertips that I have spoken to you about before. And if you need a refresher, go back into the page and pull out the tool belt. Salute OGK, salute Alicia. I'm sorry. Salute Mr. West. I'm on my soapbox today. You have to understand that is spiritual warfare. You got to look past the surface and see for what it really is. Why is everybody so goddamn mad? For what? For what? I have never seen so many people across different sectors screaming and yelling and talking about pulling up and all of this shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm old school, man. We talk less. We do more. You know what I'm saying? That's what I call an intelligent thug. And if you want to be a thug, so be it. You know, no harm, no foul, no shame here. No judgment zone. But I need you to get it in your spirit that you are in an active spiritual warfare. All the tricks are being pulled out of the book. All the tricks are being pulled out of the book. There's temptation. We already know that. There's fear. That's another one he uses. We already know that. Despair is another trick. Lies is another trick. I don't care if it's white, blue, black, or green. A lie is a lie is a lie. You know what I see here when I go through this spiritual warfare thing about what is against you and what's going on? What I see here is called lack of faith, lack of control. That's what I see. And I know if Big Mama was somewhere around, y'all be popped upside your head. Y'all got to get it together, or you're going to lose this spiritual war. Because that's the only war that should be going on. And God knows that's happening all day, every day, everywhere we turn. The girl who got unalived in Alabama, supposed to be with some friends. They tortured that girl. Tortured her. Sodomized that child. I think of how young that girl was. She only had a few years on my kid. And I know how I would have reacted. I told you there's only a couple of things that you could do to me to make me go way left on the other side of the world. And then one of them is fucking with my family. See, there would be no manhunt because they would be dead. You do mine, I do you. But don't trip, God is working on me with that. Just like another content creator mentioned the civil war that's going on in freaking Haiti. What about the Ukraine? Yo, let's bring it back here. What about all of those girls that are missing? Or these young men that are missing or dead? What about, oh, I'm an up and coming rap singer, right? I got bars. I got all of this going on. And some old hater nigga want to take you out because he's talking about it with his nine on his lap and politicking with his friends. And he got enough balls to go up there and put a pistol next to your head and pull the trigger. Just by one action alone. That took out how many families? I need y'all to think. We old enough now. My God. If it doesn't start here, and if it doesn't start with you talking about the spiritual warfare that's going on in this world right now, how do you think you're going to survive? Y'all need to get in them prayer closets. The divine has given you so many things to do and to understand. You have to learn how to fight. You have to learn how to fight in this war. Prayer is a tool. Faith is a tool. Because each and every one of us in this spiritual walk is going through spiritual warfare. Let me repeat it again. The enemy is always looking for opportunities to trip us up. And that is why during these times we must put on the full armor of God. Some things are spiritual and some things are not. Some things could be a result of our insecurities or our own things that we considered sin. You have to learn the power of discernment so you can have to know the difference between these things. In your spiritual journey, the divine has been preparing you all along on how to combat these things. You have to rest in the strength of the divine. You must stand on the words that you know. So when the enemy tries to have you fall for a lie, you can refuse it with the truth. If you don't stand for something, you're going to fall for anything. You have to stand on the words that the divine is giving you in your heart, so that whenever you are going through any type of temptation and warfare, you will be able to stand in the word of God and stand on that thing so you can resist. You are being empowered, beloved. You have to take note of the importance of standing on your belief, on your faith, without wavering. Without wavering. You need to pray. Some people call it prayer, other people call it meditation. It's one of the weapons of warfare. Pray against whatever the enemy is trying to do. I'm dead ass serious about it. Go into your prayer closet and pray. It's important to spend time with the divine, but don't get it twisted. Excuse me. There's going to be a lot of distractions because once you start going right, like I told you before, your intuition is going to come in from the right and the exit stage left. Your ego is going to come in stage left and want to take a bow. Let me tell you something. You got to press on and continue to pray and meditate and spend that time with the divine and find what works best for you. You are in spiritual warfare. Maybe you need to spend some more time in the morning. Get up a little earlier. Maybe it's the afternoon or night. Whatever works best for you. But you got to get in there and you got to do those things. Another tool is worship. Worship, gratitude. I always equate worship with gratitude. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. It can bring you into the presence of the divine. You change your focus from the attacks that are going on around you, and your focus will go straight to the divine, who is bigger than anything that you're facing. Put some music on. Get some joy in your heart and just start saying the word gratitude. You don't even understand how much that helps. The emotions that it will bring out of you if you just sing gratitude from your heart. You feel me? When you are in the midst of a battle, remember that the divine is greater than any enemy, any evil, anything, or those type of forces that are in the world. You have to overcome the fear. You have to overcome fear and just stay in gratitude. I want you to be alert and to be sensitive to what is going on in your heart and in your mind. You need to pause. When you're screaming and yelling, take a pause and pull yourself back. That has got to be one of the hardest things you can do. But I'm telling you, if you are in this spirituality and if you are in this thing, you can do that. It's going to take some training and some straightening, but you can do that. Just because it's there for you to engage does not mean you need to engage. Go about your business and get on your purpose and your mission and do what you're supposed to do. Who gives a shit what about anybody else is doing? Do you understand? Baby, people are going to talk about you from the day that you were born until the day you check out. Either they going to be your fans, them fake ass niggas, or they going to be your fabs, your fake ass broads. Either way it goes, you always are going to have somebody in that role. How strong are you? Do you want me to tell you how strong you are? You are as strong as a divine that is in you, the mirror image of the divine. That's who you are. I'm just really I'm trying to understand. Then I hear this thing, well, it's just YouTube, have you seen what's going on in YouTube with the police games? People playing life and death, people plotting. Do you know that there is emotionally unbalanced people on this app that can take your word and you may not even be serious, but they'll take your word as bond and they're going to say, I'm going to go protect my friend. I'm going to go shoot this bitch. And then when it happens, whoa, 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 I never said. Be mindful of your words and your actions. I just don't even know. I don't even know what to say. I really, really don't. Except I'm just telling you to just pause, man. There is so much greatness in our people, in our spiritual people. There is so much greatness in us. Why would you want to diminish yourself and lower yourself and lower your standards just to be with the cool people? The fuck is that? To be honest with you, I'm a cool motherfucker. I really am. HPT, she cool. Alicia's cool. Antisocial, baby's gonna be famous. She mad cool. Melanated Queen, mad cool. Dolly, she's on it. She mad cool. I just want to give you some food for thought because I'm just saying. I just, and I know I go through these little spouts and bursts here and there, but I have, like I told you yesterday, with this moon energy and these planets and these transits and everything is like on 25,000% to me right now. And it's just the small things. D, she mad cool. D mad cool. You know what I'm saying? We cool people. We just don't go all up into that okie doke shit like that. You know what I mean? We don't do none of that. We're here in our purpose trying to do what we need to do, not only for ourselves and our growth, but to also protect and learn how to protect against this spiritual warfare and people coming at your neck and your throat. And you're always going to be in the spotlight for that because of what you're doing. So if they didn't tell you when you signed up for spirituality that you wasn't always going to be on the fence, clear my throat. Your ass is always going to be on the fence. You signed up for attack. Clear? Okay, clear. It's going to happen. I hope and pray that with each one of us that we can pull at least one or two people. We're never going to get the 100. We're never going to get to 50. We may not even get to 20. But if you can pull one or two people just to say, yo, what are you doing? But then you get to a point of, like I said, my favorite thing, the bat signal goes up in the air and I gets to running. But how many times are you going to let that bat signal fly off in the sky? and you get your cape and you start running towards them to go save them before they fall over the edge. And then you say, okay, cool. Whew. Oh, I'm glad I pulled them back from the edge. You ain't even but 4 seconds down the road and you turn about and here they are getting ready to fall back over again. Yo, man, simply stated, I gave you the tools, I gave you the words, I gave you what the divine told me to tell you, and this and that and this and that. And you still want to be in that? So what I'm going to do is take off my cape, lay that shit at your feet, turn off the bat signal and tell them don't touch it again and keep it pushing. What does that mean? You can't save everybody. It's got to stop somewhere. You feel me? Realize that you are being attacked by the enemy every day, all day. The reason why you don't feel it is because you've been covered and protected from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet, from one side to the next. Each and every one of you that come in here is protected. I make sure of that. Now, what you do on your own just enhances it. But how long do you think you can run in that protection if you ain't trying to help yourself? I know in this journey we fall a lot. But what I do also know is that you are divinely protected, divinely guided. And I know that the divine does talk to you or sends you signs and wonders to catch your attention. So remember when I tell you about pulling the collar back? It ain't got to be physically me or anybody or Amethyst or Alicia or Tiara. It ain't got to be none of us, dude. The divine will do it in its own way. It'll make something happen to catch your attention, to catch your life, and to hold on to your life force. Because, baby, I'm telling you, we are surrounded by darkness. People say, don't watch the news, don't watch the TV, don't watch this. I really don't, but I'm in tune. And just like I picture YouTube like a city in different neighborhoods, and you're walking down the different streets, and then you can look in as you're passing each platform, or each door represents a platform or a business. And then you peek in the door, you be like, nope. And then you go on to the next. It's just like being in a mini city. What do you want to see? Where do you want to go? What will entertain you? What will enlighten you? What will do these things? What gives you the tools? What gives you the education? What gives you what your body and soul is looking? Because as you elevate, things will fall away. So whereas you used to be able to listen to things, you can no longer listen to it at all. You are in a spiritual warfare. The enemy has not taken the sights off of you. Be alert and be sensitive to what's going on inside of your heart and in your mind. You have to walk alongside others. Do not walk alone in the fight. Share with others that you trust. that you are going through something and that you need their help to help you walk through the battle. You have mentors at your fingertips. You have spiritual parents. You have accountability partners. You have leaders in the church or whatever's in your realm, whatever you do, whether it's church, communing in earth, whatever it is. You got family. You got soul family. You're meant to be helped. God blesses us in many ways when we just surrender and humble ourselves and reach out to someone. I'm here to encourage you today that the divine is with you on this journey, and the divine is training you, training you, training you through all of this. This is going to take practice. It's going to take courage. But you will never, ever, ever leave or forsake you. The divine has given you the tools and the weapons to use in the warfare. My prayer for you today is that you will have the courage and not fear whatever may come your way. You have a divine source God who is all powerful, living in each and every one of us. I wasn't going to stay long, but I guess I stayed long. Woo, I didn't realize on it. I was going to make this part one, part two. It just kept going. It just kept going. Ashe, I want you to get that in your spirit, please. Please get it in your spirit. Because I can hear the rumblings in your mind going, how do we deal with our enemies? How do we deal with them? How should we react when we're being attacked? With dignity. Because you know the attack is nothing that you cannot survive. How do you treat your enemy? You treat your enemy with the spirit of compassion, of love, forgiveness, reconciliation, kindness, no matter if it's with hatred and where they're coming and they're demonizing or their repulsion or there's vengeance and anger and distrust. That's how you fight it. You fight it that way. You don't allow the devourer to have one up on you. It's almost like having a bullet in the gun. One bullet in the chamber, baby. When they think that they have defeated you, they don't. I want you to stay alert, but don't be downtrodden. I want you to be happy and to celebrate when you see that the enemy has been moved out of your way. Pray for those who try to do you harm. Ignore them. Ignore them. It takes two people to fight. If the other one stopped, then it's one person just yapping away and their mouth get dry. Eventually they'll get tired and they'll walk away. You know, you got to forgive them. You got to forgive them. We know that love and fear are the only two emotions. Everything else is just a derivative of. So love can dispel hate. It can. That is the law. That is the law of spiritual law. Your actions, your speech, your intentions must be in loving kindness. And eventually you will come to peace. Pull yourself back. If your actions and your speech and your intentions are an angry self-interest, may win in the short term, but it'll lose everything that you've gained in the long-term peace. I'm just here to tell you that love, compassion, forgiveness is long-suffering. And that the way that we treat others is the foundation of the divine and of the ascended masters. Because the message is sown in love, compassion, forgiveness, but it's also long in suffering. But if you hold on to these simple qualities, it will help you deal with others, even our enemies, even our enemies. Be reconciled with your brother. Agree with the adversity. Whoever shall smite thee on thy right cheek, turn him to the other one also. Love your enemies, bless them that they curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which despises you and uses you and persecutes you. It's not your fight to be Captain Saver. So all of those words, I need you to let them hit you like Teflon and let that shit roll off. And it's hard because we're human. It's hard. You know that I had a situation recently and I had to sit in that because my first reaction was to pop off. But I waited until I was ready to say what I had to say about it. And then once I said what I said in my authentic self, I was able to let it go. We always learn from one another, whether it's good or bad, but it's still knowledge. I need you to put on the full armor of God. Put on the full armor of God and wield your sword if you have to. But wield that sword to cut the cord. You understand? You don't have to be anchored in this war alone. Hell, you don't even have to be anchored in the war. Your job is to recognize the players What game are they playing? And keeping that information as knowledge as to when you will be able to deliver the message of love and compassion. And if they don't accept it, then you just got to keep it pushing, man. You just got to keep it pushing. We're not here to be somebody's changer. You're never going to change anybody. But your hope is that the words that you do give them gives them enough wisdom of the divine to tell them that they could be doing something different. We are killing each other. For what? I just want people to just sit back in there. Why are we killing each other? Why? Why are we cursing each other? Why? Why are we not accepting the knowledge and wisdom of somebody or somebodies that can show you something different? Why? I guess I'll just be asking those questions until I get somebody to answer. Why? So that's my soapbox speech for tonight. I'm going to get off my box, pick up my box, and carry my ass on. But I wanted to give you some words to think about, to carry on through this metaverse as well as the universe that you are currently in. Just ask yourself why. And if you ask those questions, listen to the answers. Because I guarantee you that as the answers flow, you'll be able to keep cutting down in them until you get to the source of it. That's where you're going to find the answer. All the way deep down and not what you see. Because there's something else happening. All right, I'm done. Whew, I'm done. This was supposed to be a recording. I got to go to bed. I got it's 11:11. What? It's 11:11. I got to go. Thank y'all for coming through on short notice. Thank y'all for coming through on short notice. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate you coming through, Amethyst, HP Tiara, Mr. West is in the building. I appreciate you. Alicia, I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for coming through. Thank you. Goddess D of Love, thank you for coming through. I appreciate you, sister. OGK, thank you for coming through. I appreciate that. Melanated Queen, thank you for coming through. Hello, Wolf. Thank you for coming through. I appreciate you for coming through. The Word, I appreciate you, sir. Daquan, I appreciate you. Jersey Rich, I appreciate you for coming through. So with that being said, I'm tired. I'm going to bed. Y'all be safe in them streets, all right? Y'all be safe out there. Protect yourself. Protect yourself at all times. And I will see you very, very, very soon. I don't know when. To whenever the divine moves me and tells me to do what I got to do. All right? So as we depart from one another, please just show some love to your soul family that's in the chat and let them know that you'll be there for them whenever they need it. We are definitely going through spiritual war, and it's really bad. It's really bad. It's really bad. Just be ready, all right? So you don't have to get ready. And I'm not fear mongering, I'm just telling the truth. All right, then. Y'all be well, stay safe out in them streets. We're going to go out by, I think we're going to go back out the way we came in with Tiara Latrice. What you think? Yeah, I think so. It's food for thought. You know what I mean? All right. Love you.
As much as I wanna move on and find another way, when I close my eyes, all I can see is your face. Walking down the coldest road, not knowing which way to go. But as I pray, I'll just let the story unfold. Walk with me, talk with me, say what is my destiny. Oh, oh. Walk with me, talk with me, tell me what is my destiny. Where am I to go? I've been so damn alone. I wanna run away to a faraway place where no one knows my name. But what if I run into another you? Would the pain still be the same? Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the saddest of them all? Hold up, wait a minute. Is there hope I see?